Hello gentle viewers, this is Guardian welcoming you back to Tabletop Simulator, and today's game is Machi Koro Bright Lights Big City, which is published by... I don't remember actually. Here we go. IDW Games, Grounding Inc., and a game I can't read, designed by Masao Suganuma. And this is... So I normally like heavyweight games, right? I generally like games that are relatively complex and make you think really hard. This is not one of those games. Machi Koro Big Lights Big City, which is just a particular version of the original Machi Koro. There's even a Machi Koro 2, if you are really like this game and want to give it a shot. Is a game in which we're each trying to build 6 landmarks, and whoever does it first wins the game. It's for 2 to 5 players, and I'll start off by saying this game is actually a lot more interesting with more than 2 players. But 2 players will give you a good idea of how the game works. Just know that it's actually better at higher player counts because there's much more chances for interaction. Every turn could not be any simpler. You take 1 or 2 dice, or sometimes 3. You roll the dice. And then you run buildings based on what numbers you get. You collect some money, if you earn any, and then you get to build. And that's it. So let's break down exactly what the objectives are and how the game works. As an extra bonus, by the way, I'm actually going to be including not 1 but 2 mods in the description. Both this mod and then there's a scripted mod. The scripted mod, unfortunately, is based on the number of players that are sitting, so to speak. And since I'm only one person, I can't sit in multiple places, it doesn't work. It's a great mod, and it really sets up the game beautifully for you, but that is an important consideration. So I'm actually going to link both mods in the description of this video. So, your objective in every game is to be the first person to build your 6 landmarks. There's technically 7 landmarks, but you start the game with the 7th one. But yeah, 6 landmarks. Each one of these landmarks gives you an important boost if you build it. So, we have the harbor, which costs 2 coins to build. If your total dice total is 10, you can add up to 2. But only when you roll it on your turn. You have the train station for 4 coins, which lets you roll 1 or 2 dice, because also the game you can only roll 1. You have the shopping mall, which each of your restaurants and your cups and bread, I'll explain what they mean, earn an extra coin. The amusement park, if you roll doubles, you get to take another turn. The moon tower, you get to roll 3 dice and you only keep 2. And finally the airport, where if you build nothing, you get 10 coins. Otherwise, if you build nothing... you get a coin right before you build with the city hall. So over the course of the game, you're trying to earn coins so you can then use them to buy them, to build stuff. At the beginning of the game, every player has 2 specific cards, the wheat field and the bakery. Blue cards work on anybody's turn. So if me, being green, if I roll a 1, I would get a coin, and my opponent would get a coin. Green cards only work on your turn, and it specifically says on your turn only. There's also red cards which only work on other players' turns. And finally, there are purple cards which have special powers and are quite complex. You're going to want to read those carefully before you do anything with them. Each card also has a symbol that can be affected by other things. You can also chain cards together, and let's talk about one example here. The flower shop, which has a bread, which means if you had already built your shopping mall, you'd get a bonus coin from it. You get a coin for every flower orchard that you have. So the more flower orchards you have, the more valuable the flower shop is, which I think makes sense. Notice the cards are divided into 3 decks. There's dice rolls that are 6 or lower, which you can see at the top here, and dice that are 7 or greater, which are down here at the bottom row. Early on in the game, you're almost never going to be buying these cards because you can't roll 2 dice until you've built the harbor or the train station. So you just basically do that until someone builds all 6 of their landmarks, and then that player wins the game. That's it. So let's get started, shall we? We're going to roll the blue die. And we're going to see what we roll. We got a 4. Now, I don't have a 1. I have 1, 2, or 3. I get something. 4, I get nothing. The other player doesn't have a 4, so nothing happens there. I get a free coin because of my city hall. And now I've got to decide what I'd like to build. The only thing I could do is buy a flower shop. I could also choose to build nothing. That's always an option. And the flower shop by itself isn't worth anything. Because if I don't have any flower orchards, I get nothing if I roll 6. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep my coin. And I will pass the turn over to the other player. So they're going to pick a die. Let's say they'll pick the green one. Doesn't really matter which one you pick. And they're going to roll a die. And they get a 2. Now, they get 1 coin because of their bakery. So they now have some money. Which is great. I do not get 2 coins as the other player because it says your turn only. If I rolled 2, I would have gotten a coin. He didn't. Oh well. Same thing applies for blue. For the other player. There's really not a point to buying any of these landmarks. The tech startup is pretty slick. But it's a long-term card, and I think it's just better for me to save my money. So, we then switch over back to the first player. I got a 2 this time. That's a second coin from the bakery. We now have 2 coins, which is 2 more than I had. And now I can buy anything I want to on the top row. The flower orchard is awfully tempting. I don't like the demolition company very much. But I also have 2 coins, right? That means instead of buying a building, I could just build a harbor. But that would be kind of silly. Yes, it's 1/6 the way to victory, but I'll never get a dice total of 10 or more until I can roll 2 dice. I think I shall purchase a flower orchard. We then fill the gap. It's another demolition company, so it goes on top of the other one. There you go. You must always have unique cards in each of these spots, otherwise you stack them up. And I then spend 2 coins, and my turn is finished. Over to Team Green, Ms. Green, Mr. Green, whatever you like, Dr. Green, Emperor Green. Rolls a 5, and that does nobody any favors. He has a coin, so he doesn't get 1 for free. He just kind of shakes his fist in frustration. There's always the possibility to hate draft and take the flower shop because they're going to know that I'm going to want the flower shop, but it's not really a sensible strategy. Now, the pizza joint could be helpful if I knew that he was going to buy up. I get a landmark, but he probably won't, so oh well. Back to Lieutenant Commander Blue. Who got a 4. That is good enough for a coin from their flower orchard. No, he could buy the flower shop, which just gives 1 more way for him to earn money if he rolls a 6. And 6s are going to become a lot more common once we are rolling 2 dice. But I think he's going to save his money. And we're going to see what happens when the Archduke Green rolls. I'm just going to change the titles of the characters each time to amuse me. 2, that's going to get them a coin from their bakery, like so. And now it's decision time. The cafe does make a lot of sense, actually. Maybe Archduke Green's strategy is going to be to go aggressive. And this, by the way, is what I mean when I say there's more player interaction, higher player counts. Imagine 5 people rolling dice. That's a much higher chance that someone's going to get a 3. Or even multiple people will get a 3 during the course of a turn. Oh, you know what? I think we're going to save our money, though. We have Bluey McBluerson. And we got a 2. It's a coin from the baker. Because it doesn't count how many coins you have. It just stacks them. I'm going to put them next to each other just so I can see how much money we all have. There we go. 2 coins is not really enough for me to justify buying anything just yet. I could buy a cafe. Oh, that would be diabolical. That means if he rolled to get a bakery, I'd get a coin from that. No, I'm going to save my money. We're going to be a bit conservative. And we're back to the incomparable Kelly Green. Get it? Because they're both references to the color green. There we go. 3 coins now. It's on the way to the train station. And generally speaking, the train station is the first one that you want because it increases your chances of getting certain dice combinations and because it lets you actually get a benefit from buying the more advanced buildings later on. So, back to blue. A 6 earns me nothing. It could have if I had a flower shop, but I don't. Oh well. A 5 earns them nothing, so we're back over here. A 4, I get a coin from the bank, putting me up to 3 coins. I think that's good. So he rolled a 4, but this is a blue card. I also get a coin. Does Le Général Bleu gets a coin for that. Whereas green gets nothing. Mademoiselle Green has nothing to show for her roll. Now, knowing that there's a fair chance that they might actually think about buying the harbor, she's going to buy the pizza joint for 1 coin. Because if they roll a 7, and can remember, there's lots of ways to get a 7 with 2 dice. You could do 1 and 6, 2 and 5, or 3 and 4. I can start siphoning coins away from them, and that could be quite valuable. Please note, you never get to build more than 1 thing a turn. It's either a landmark or a card. It's the furniture factory. That's quite tasty, except for the fact that none of those buildings are available yet. Okay, the tuna boat is pretty bonkers. And another coin from the flower orchard. Now, I know I said I wanted to build a harbor, but the tuna boat is pretty bonkers if it works out. Like, think about that. You could get 14 coins. You'd also, as long as you have a harbor too. That's so good. That is so good. That's pretty redonkulous if I did that. If I bought the tuna boat. The thing is, though, it would set me back in the landmark race. But it happens on anybody's turn, is the thing. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna try a strategy here. Goodbye 5 coins. Hello tuna boat. Now this is gonna perversely disincentivize the green player. Lord of all the Rushes green from actually building the train station, but it'll eventually pay itself off. So here goes the Lord of all the Rushes. Rolls a 4. Blue says, thank you very much. And green... Oh, and we didn't draw a new card here. Sorry. Now, the apple orchard is pretty great, too. But it does require 3 coins. And the Lord of all the Rushes green only has 2 coins. So instead, they're going to buy the cafe. I find it most interesting and most helpful, by the way, to line up your cards by the number that you need to get them. That's just me, though. You can do as you like, but that's what I think makes the most sense. Now, if blue ever rolls a 3, yes, they have to give a coin to me, and then they'll get one back from their bakery. But that's pretty dope. So, back to Chicken Cordon Bleu. Who rolls a 6, which is worth absolutely nothing at this point in the game. And there's nothing they can... Oops, I didn't put out a new card up here. Now that is worthwhile. I will go ahead and cash in a coin to grab another wheat field. I'm going to put it like that because they're the same card. I just know that I would get 2 coins if I rolled a 1. Now, Reverend Green, aka Mr. Green, will be rolling their dice. And they get a 1. So already my new wheat field pays off. I do get 1 coin as green, but I get 2 coins as blue. Anything worth buying for exactly 1 coin? Let's find out. Demolition Company. Sushi bar. Flower shop. Flower shop. Forest. There we go. That's a pretty solid card, but I don't have 3 coins, and none of these others are really helpful to me. I could buy the tech startup. The problem with the tech startup is that it only works if the other players have lots of money too. This is something to buy a little bit later in the game, I think. So, it then returns to the one, the only, the amazing blue to roll their die. And a 3. Well, that's unfortunate. One of his coins goes to green because of the cafe. But then they get another coin because of their bakery. So that doesn't help him at all. And so Greensleeves, the Magnificent, rolls their die. And they get a 6, which is nothing for anyone. And they have the same issue. They have 2 coins. Not really a point buying anything. They're going to go from here. Blue of Blueville, 23rd of their name, gets a 2, which is the good version of the bakery. Now, we've been rolling a lot of 6s. So buying a flower shop increasingly starts to make sense, except it only kind of I rolled a 6, and I really want something when anyone rolls a 6. 1 coin for the forest just doesn't make sense until someone is rolling 2 dice regularly. So we're going to go ahead and pass and let Green Bean, the sequel, roll. It's getting surprisingly difficult. No, they don't get to steal anything for rolling the 3 because it was on their own turn. But they do get a coin from the bakery. Nobody owns any of the production buildings, unfortunately. None are even out yet, which really makes the apple orchard kind of a waste of time. The furniture factory... Oh, sorry, the furniture factory is a waste of time. The apple orchard is actually quite nice once people start rolling 2 dice regularly, because it's 3 coins every time someone rolls a 10. And maybe they want to get involved in a long-term investment. But otherwise, they might also want to actually build a damn harbor or a damn train station. I think they're going to wait. So, the bluest blue that ever blued gets another 6. No coins. Unfortunate. Greenford, son of Greenford, uncle of Greenford, rolls a new die. And they get a 2, which is good enough to trigger their bakery for the 4th coin. And they're going to be the first one to build a landmark. They're going to construct the train station. All these coins go away, and their turn is done. Please remember, you do not get to build a building from the rows here, the market, if you build a landmark. It's one or the other, not both. Please note this card says May. So that'll be an interesting decision for them to make later on down the line. Next, the Grand Admiral of the Republic, blue, rolls and gets a 1. That is going to be 1 coin to the green player, but also 2 coins to the blue player. Now remember, the tuna boat is useless if I don't have a harbor too. So we're going to go ahead and build a train station ourselves. So, the greenest of greens now has an impossible, a difficult choice to make. I don't know why I said impossible. Do they roll 1 die or 2 dice? If they roll 2 dice, there's really no benefit to them. Yes, they could trigger the tuna boat, but they don't have a harbor, so that doesn't really get them any benefit. So there's really no reason for them to roll 2 dice. So they're just going to keep rolling 1. And just like that, hup, and they rolled a 4, which does benefit blue, who gets a coin. And that's it for green. Green has 1 coin, but no real desire to buy anything with it. The Viscount of Blue shall rolleth a die. They get a 1. So again, coin to green, but 2 coins to blue. You'll note that not even for a second did I consider rolling 2 dice. It just doesn't make sense yet. But I could get the apple orchard. And anytime someone rolls a 10, that's 3 coins. That's a pretty good investment. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy the apple orchard. I could buy the harbor. I definitely could buy the harbor. The reason that I'm not yet is because I only want to do it when people are both rolling. Tuna boat on anyone's turn. The current player rolls 2 dice. If you have a harbor, you get as many coins as the dice total. I want to quickly see if there's a special entry here for the tuna harbor. I just want to figure out who actually earns. Okay. So everyone gets the benefit. That's not as good, but still, you gotta like the tuna boat. So that is going to conclude Blue's turn. The infamous luchador El Verde Loco is going to roll. I know the crazy green doesn't make any sense, but nothing I say makes any sense, so it's fine. No coins for them. Moving on to the blue's brother. Just 1, because there's only 1 blue die. They roll a 6, nothing happens. The green tambourine will roll, and they get a 2. That is 1 coin from the bank. And they might as well build the harbor, so they will. And there we go. Over to the one, the only, the myth, the legend, the incomparable blue. Got a 5. Well, 5 doesn't help anybody. And he can't do anything with only 1 coin. Oh, but wait, maybe he can. A pizza joint would be quite nice to have once someone starts rolling both dice. There's a small incentive for blue to start rolling both dice because of their apple orchard, but they benefit if anyone has it. So do we roll 1 die or 2 dice as the Green River Killer? We'll do 1, I think. I don't think we're at a point where I want to roll 2 yet. That's going to be a coin out of the bakery. 2 coins. I really need a reason to build something else. The moving company is quite interesting. It lets you swap cards around. Like, you can give, like, a card you don't care about to someone else, and then you get 4 coins. That's pretty good, actually. The sushi bar isn't a terrible choice. The tech startup is never going to be really worth it till later in the game. So I'm going to just save my coins for right now. Then comes bleu. And we got a 3. So I give my last remaining coin to the jerk, and I get a coin from my bakery. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a flower shop. Try to get some synergy going there. Plus, this way, if I roll a 6 now, I at least get a coin. So Mean Joe Green is going to roll the die. 5 benefits no one, so nothing happens. They still have 3 coins to spend. A forest, anytime anyone rolls a 5 is actually pretty tempting. So they're going to go ahead and invest and buy a forest. So a demolition company. So they're bakery. Okay. Blue Moon Odom is going to hopefully get a good die roll here. A 2, which does get them a coin, which they will instantly invest in a second bakery. Because 2s and 3s can still be rolled quite frequently on, even if you're rolling 2 dice. Good God, enough of the demolition companies. Ah, the general store. No one's going to buy that, because no one has less than 2 constructed landmark. It'd be an interesting chain, though, if you chained it up with the demolition company. But alas. Oh my God. We're into the green matrix now. And a 6. This doesn't help blue because it's not on his turn. But nonetheless, green has rolled a 6. They do get a coin out of the bank, however, because of their city hall. So that's fun. Blue is going to go a roll-in. This is Big Blue, the semi-rig, and they rolled a 4, and the flower orchard triggers. So that's fun. That's a coin. And they're instantly going to go back and buy a second flower shop. Because if they can really get some pretty crazy shit on the 6s, it'll be really worthwhile. Because this stacks, right? So if I had 2 flower orchards and I rolled a 6, I'd get 4 coins. So that can get pretty wild. And that's kind of what blue's hoping for. Meanwhile, the green arrow has failed this die roll. But, you know, blue's happy about it because blue gets a coin. We're probably getting to the point where it actually makes a lot of sense to start rolling 2 dice. I honestly think it makes a lot of sense for green to double down and get another pizza joint. Ah, the fruit and the vegetable market. That would be a pretty redonkulous for blue to get. So the blue meanie is hoping the blue world order will help him get the coins for that. That's 1 coin for you, but 2 coins for you. I know I could build the harbor, but that fruit and vegetable market is just absolutely perfect for team blue. And it basically makes it so he's going to start rolling 2 dice every turn. Because now we're at the point where this is the most valuable thing he's got. So that's going to be 2 coins deleted. The Jolly Green Giant is going to roll their dice. Still only one. And they get a 4, which only benefits blue. They have a coin. It's another fruit and vegetable market. That could get ridiculous, actually. I think they're done. So, blue and red together again. We're going to roll 2 dice for the first time this game. And let's see what we get. We get a 9, which is absolutely pointless. There is nothing to be gained by a 9. Unfortunate. But they're going to go, give me another fruit and vegetable market, please. No, they're not. Just kidding. They're going to buy another flower shop. It's too ridiculous, right? Like, all he needs is one more flower orchard, and the flower shop gets just so silly that it's just really worthwhile to have it. Green could start rolling 2 dice now, but there's really no point in it because they don't benefit from 2 dice yet. So, the lone Green Ranger rolls a die and earns a 3. That's a coin from the bakery. So with 2 coins, so if blue's gonna start rolling dice every turn, the sushi bar is now worthless. I don't really care about that. The French restaurant could pay off, but probably not right away. Well, they have the forest. So actually the furniture factory does help them. But they don't have enough coins for it. They're going to hold on to their money. And then Rue, I guess. Maybe that's how you would ship the blue and the red dice together. They roll a 3. That's not great. That's a coin for... that's a coin for them. They do get 2 coins, so it's not a total loss, but it could have been 3 coins. And I think they're overdue to build the harbor now. Especially since they're rolling 2 dice, they'd get nothing if they got the tuna boat. So they're going to spend their 2 coins right away and build the harbor. Let us roll a single die. A green die. And get a 5. That is a coin from their forest. So that's not a bad deal. We're at 4 coins now. Now, green is really struggling in terms of their engine. They're not really earning money most turns. They need to fix that. See, the demolition company would then help me get money out of the general store. But the thing is, I'd only make a profit for the train station or the harbor. Then again, I could just destroy the harbor and then just instantly rebuild it. So I think actually I will buy the demolition company. Let's see how this plays out for us. I'm just going to start putting cards random places. I can't be bothered to put it in special places. Notice that the next cheapest landmark is a shopping mall. But the shopping mall isn't something that's great to prioritize for them because actually they would get a fair benefit out of that. Never mind. Alright. 2 dice for Team Bled. Okay, we get an 8. Well, an 8 doesn't help you. And it doesn't help you. So that's unfortunate. They do get 1 coin from the bank, however. And they're going to sell it to buy, you guessed it, another flower shop. Another sushi bar. Another wheat field. Okay. I really am annoyed that we're not getting another flower orchard, but I'll still take it. Right. A single die for the bluest of players. If not for the fact that they were green. But every green die can be blue if you're blue-green colorblind. They get a 1. So that's a wheat field for them, and that's 2 coins for their opponent. 3 coins, they're still not a good moneymaker here. And that's the big problem. Okay, the soda bottling plant would be a pretty great investment because he's already got 3. And he could just, then it would actually make sense to buy a sushi bar just because it would increase the chances of getting that. But then you have to get an 11, which is a pretty hard thing to come by. Only a 6 and a 5 gets that done for you. The members only club. Spicy. Purple. The team purple people leader is going to roll both of their dice. And they get an 8. Which again is not a damn thing. They're going to take the general store. And they're only taking it for one very important reason. They want to free up a building slot and see what comes out. That's it. A forest. Very intriguing. Rolling that green die. Going down the green mile. And they get a 3. That's a coin from the bakery. The revelation of this forest is a possible moneymaker. But I don't think they can be bothered right now. I don't think they can be bothered. They want to keep saving. I think they could buy the members only club. Maybe. They want that soda bottling plant. That's a pretty big source of money for them to start rolling 2 dice. So the purple poople rolls 2 dice and gets a 7. This is unfortunate for them because it means they give 2 coins to the blue player. Green player. And they do get 1, thankfully, so it's not a total loss. I think they're going to buy another wheat field. And this is for, A, to keep the cards in, but mostly because that just makes their fruit and vegetable market even more powerful. We're just going to move y'all, like, right there is fine. It's another bakery, okay. Well, 6 coins is not quite enough to build a shopping mall, but they can certainly roll their die. And they got a 3, which is good enough for their bakery. We're really getting to the point where buying the soda bottling plant makes a lot more sense. Except for the fact that I then have to roll 2 dice every turn in order to benefit. And if I'm going to do that anyway, I want to make sure I've got the best possible situation. Because they're going to keep rolling 1 die for the foreseeable future, they're going to go ahead and buy a second bakery. And that's only going to cost them 1 coin. Another French restaurant. A ranch. That's quite a nice coin. So, team red plus blue equals purple minus red equals blue rolls their dice. A 4 and a 5, we get a 9. That is of absolutely no use to anybody and never has been. They do get a coin from the city hall. Let's buy a range. Let's just get stupid with this stuff because blue's gonna... It looks like green's gonna keep rolling 1 die. Ah, hey, it's another range. So until I start rolling 2 dice consistently, there's just no sense in worrying about that. The lean green dice rolling machine rolls a die and gets a 2. So already the ranch has paid off, but that is 2 coins for green and 1 coin for purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 8 coins now. It's worth asking the question, do they want the shopping mall? They've already got a very red-heavy strategy. Let's actually start building more things. Oh, and actually, let's just build a... Yeah, let's build a French restaurant. For 3 coins. The reason being that there still has a chance they can roll a 5. Even with 2 dice. And that's just going to make the shopping mall more powerful. Ooh, unless I can get another thing that has bread on it, but I can't. Unfortunate. Yeah, that makes sense. And I'll spend 3 coins on the French restaurant. Okay. It's red versus blue, but they're on the same side. Like so often happen at red versus blue. Oh, baby. The 12 triggers. So first of all, my fruit and vegetable market. I get 2 coins for everything that has a little symbol here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10 coins. Next, I roll the dice again for the tuna boat. No, this doesn't trigger anything else when you roll it. It just triggers however many coins you get. And that's another 10 coins. For me, but also for the other player. So it's not the perfect solution. I'm really feeling like I should build... I'm 1 coin away from the moon tower. Making my flower shops, bakeries, and general store more powerful sounds really good, though. So I'm actually going to spend 10 coins to build a shopping mall. And I'm done. Team... Green a-ling-a-ling rolls their single die. And they rolled a 4. So, demolition company time. They're going to demolish the harbor. And they get $8 for that. Uh, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That is enough to build the moon tower. But I still don't really have a great incentive to roll multiple dice, although we're getting there. Let's go ahead and buy the soda bottling company. The soda bottling plant. That's going to cost me 5 coins. And the reason is simple. Once I get this, I can start thinking about buying more stuff. So, Lay Green has completed their turn. Krasnitsny will roll their dice. And they get a 9. Now, 9 doesn't help anybody, unfortunately. But they still have 11 coins, right? Which is enough to buy pretty much anything they want to. Wait, did I get enough coins? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I did. Okay. Tax office isn't terrible. There is a certain attraction to buying the members only club just so that they don't get it. But no, it's going to be another fruit and vegetable market, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's going to be another fruit and vegetable market. So that's 10 out. I get 8 back. And then I buy yet another fruit and vegetable market. And there goes another PC joint. That's fine. Alright, green. They're gonna roll. And they get a 5. They do get a coin from their forest. That's also going to be... Oh, it's going to be nothing for them. That's fine. And we're getting to the point where they don't want the demolition company again. So we're actually going to spend 2 coins to rebuild the harbor. Because I actually don't want to roll the demolition company once I get the more expensive landmarks built. And then that's going to conclude their turn. It's time for Hill Street Blues with red as the buddy cop. And we get another 9. I keep rolling 9, which is the most annoying of numbers, really. Oh well. And they're just going to save their money. Back to... the mayor of Greenfield Village. Who rolls a 6. And a 6 doesn't help anyone. They got a bunch of coins. They're going to build the shopping mall, maybe? Yes, they will build the shopping mall. Reason being, it's going to make my 7 rolls super strong if they ever roll a 7, so we're going to build the shopping mall. And they're now halfway to a glorious victory. Alright. Florida Marlins, Mike Redmond, catcher, Mike Redmond, is going to team up with Vita Blue to bring you this die roll. Another 12. Oh, that is so clutch. Okay. 12 doesn't help you. So, beginning with this. 2 coins from every establishment. I have 5 of those. That's 20 coins, my dudes. That's 20 coins. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just the start. Now we go ahead and roll the tuna boat. That's 7 more coins for each of us. I'm gonna get rid of these 3 and just take a 10. And they're like, wow, that's a great idea. I'm gonna get rid of 3 coins also and take a 10. Now, I could build the airport. And the airport is redonkulous because of basically you get 10 coins. All I have to do is build nothing during a turn. The other option would be the moon tower, though, because I would get to choose what I roll, which would make it that I have an even better chance of getting a fruit vegetable market or tuna boat. So I'm actually going to build the moon tower. So we're going to get rid of all 30 and replace it with a 5 and 3 ones. 1, 2, a 3. 3. We're now at the point where green should probably start rolling 2 dice. Because his engine for getting money is not great. And yeah, that's what he's going to do. So we're going to get green and red. The Christmas dice. Very apropos, I think. Since it's the week after Christmas. And he gets a 5. Which does trigger his forest for 1 coin. He's kind of going to get enough for the amusement park, but he's whatever. And that concludes green's turn. It's now a happy trio, a cold cut trio of dice for the team formerly known as Bleu. I get to pick the 2 dice I want. An 8 gives me nothing. A 6 gives me a fair bit. And a 10 just triggers my Apple Orchard. But the harbor... So I pick 10 and I get another 12. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that's another 20 coins. And then I roll 2 dice again for the tuna boat. And I get a 7. That is going to be 7 more coins, so we're going to get rid of 3. And get a 10 back. They get a 7, so we're again going to get rid of 3 and get a 10 back. And then they're going to go ahead and build the airport for 30 coins. Because that's slightly more valuable in the long run than is the amusement park. So done. Yeah, the members only club is pretty important at this point. Let's go ahead and roll our beautiful bean dice. And we get another 6. Which doesn't help me. That's alright. We're going to go ahead and get the members only club for cash in at 10. 5 and 1. This also makes our soda bottling plant even more powerful. But yeah, next time they roll a 12, they lose all their coins. Although red always happens first, I think. That's how I've been playing it all game, and I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Yeah, restaurants always come first. It's like, that's not as gonna hurt as much as it could, but I'm really just trying to slow down the 3 musketeers who are rolling now. This might actually be the last turn of the game. It just depends on what they roll. Okay. So it only triggers on a 12 or 14, right? And 11 is good enough to trigger the fruit and vegetable market, was enough for me to win the game. So I'm going to pick the 11. I get 20 more coins. And I spend 16 coins. 10, 5, 6. Amusement Park is finished. And the Three Musketeers won the game. And that is Machi Koro, Bright Lights, Big City. So again, it's not a very heavy game, but I really like the strategy that's involved in it. And how, depending on how the cards come out, can really pay big dividends for you. Let's just see what came out. Ooh, the family restaurant. That's not that great. And one of the biggest strategic decisions to make is when to roll 2 dice. And that's really what got our first player, red and green, to lose, basically. They weren't rolling 2 dice, and they didn't really have an incentive to until they built that soda bottling plant. Now, that would be worth 5 coins. However, no, I don't think the shopping mall would count with that. That's a really good question, actually. That's pretty hilarious. That's interesting. I don't know how that combination would have worked. I don't think, because it's not the shopping mall that's earning it, it's the bottling plant, so yeah, you wouldn't get any bonus points for that. But yeah, it just turned out that they weren't able to build the engine that they hoped for, and they had some pretty nasty cards, and they just never ended up working. They never ended up earning enough money to matter. But I hope you can also see how much better this game can be at larger player counts, just because there's a lot more interaction, and there's a better chance that someone will roll a particular die, which makes the blue cards just ridiculously valuable. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, as always. And I hope you do join us next week when we will be playing... I remembered this, and then I forgot it, so I need to stop forgetting it. We shall be playing Manhattan Project next week, so that'll be a good time. Until next time, though, this has been Avguardian. Thank you for watching. I love this little background here. Very pretty. And until next time, I bid you good day and an amazing. And I hope your 2022 is going well. Oh, that's so pretty. That's really cool.